And looks like they are restarting the game, so we should be going live here in just a second for the first half of Clone Control versus Toxic Control. I am very intrigued to see what Clone Control is going to do off the bat here with the initial attack and how they're going to approach this, because, I mean, again, this is not a map that we... really, honestly, both teams. We have not seen anybody play this map in official league play yet, so I'm very curious to see how the two teams approach this. And leading the way, it looks like we see CC with a bit of a split push. Some guys going up the finger and other guys letting to go to the opposite end of the trench to push out that far left side. We're going to see what Smiley can do if he can spot out this push coming up the finger. Spots a guy to the hill but isn't able to engage him. Mondo getting a couple of kills. Reasonably slow start from CC, but they have a nice push coming in on this left side here. 4 guys pushing up. Not a lot of defense for CC. Let's see what CC Modulator can do about this. Misses a couple of shots. They're going to try to rotate over, knowing that these players will probably push this far end of the trench. Nice jump shot there on the Spartan. But still has to be very careful that he doesn't get overwhelmed. Takes down Groot as well, but I think Billy has actually gone in, and Billy and a bunch of spawns come in from CC. They were able to get in middle. Mondo gave out the position, got some kills, but in turn, CC was able to exploit the gap. And now they're pushing very aggressively. A fast cap coming in. Zorn gets the kill on the Mondo, clearing out the trench. And really, at this point, TC is basically wiped. Their spawns will come in far right. But CC, in the driver's seat early, already has the cap. Dig the head with some nice kills onto the far right side to counter the TC push. It does look like they have one guy holding for the spawns there. But yeah, CC just a very fast push. Exploited the gap, got in there, pretty much killed everybody. And now, however, with that said, this is a very difficult trench for the Entente to hold. So we'll see how CC approaches this and what TC can do about it. Boda now. Boda, new player for CC, getting close up towards the TC players on this right side. Oh, misses a shot there. Able to take down Swingmeister and another fast CC push. Boda's... Yeah, the CC player and the TC player basically at odds of each other, but as we can see, I Am Groot comes in there. Smart play there from Boda to wait for his teammate, but TC player still encroaching on this far right side. Smiley is one of them. He gets 1 kill, gets 2 kills. Nice kills there from Smiley. And he's going to probably run to the opposite end and hold it. TC now coming in back with a fast cap of their own. They are probably going to recap this trench. Yeah, and as was said, this is a very difficult trench for the Entente to hold, so CC has a fast start, but unfortunately for them, they're not able to hold it. And fortunately for TC, they get a fast recap, lots of time on the clock here. They're going to look to try to have a proper defense this time and try to take the initiative back in this match. Record of play getting a couple of kills. CC kind of spread out right now. Looks like they've more or less occupied the right side of the trench, and TC occupying the opposite end. Take the head, going for the jump shot onto Lukehouse. Doesn't get that, does get the stab double. Lukehouse trades him out. And just like that, CC with another fast recap. Very fast-paced game right now for them. Rolf occupying a middle position. Sees there's a player on the right side and anticipating a possible push from middle, which does come in and he gets taken down. Wookhouse trying to push up the middle, spots several players. They're not able to take any of them down. And a couple aim duel right now. I think he spotted the head of a CC player, but he didn't see it. Misses a shot there, misses another one, and taken down by Tio. Yeah, Mondo has been the jump shot master so far, it seems. Definitely the roll of the dice going his way on those jump shots. And now all of TC basically occupying this right side area of the trench as they begin to push out. Yes, of course, jump shooting was removed, and just like that, TC gets the recap. So honestly, so far it seems that if you are CC, perhaps you need to, again, something we've sort of, possible issues we've seen from CC in the past, where they seem to get a little overzealous. Maybe needing to slow down the game a little bit and have better control so that they don't get these fast recaps. And for TC, they've got to find a way to not allow CC to just simply recap the trench in 30 seconds. And now here comes Mondo with a nice flank. Oh, he misses the first shot. Does get one, but is taken down. Tough situation there, only gets one kill, and now, again, as we see, really just CC and TC kind of splitting, occupying opposite ends of the trench. And this is where I would like to see CC slow their play down a little bit, as opposed to simply pushing towards TC, which I think is not working out in their favor. Yeah. A nice airplane bomb there from Smiley, though, to take down 2 CC players. Possibly dangerous situation developing for CC as Mondo gets a nice kill on the opposite end. TC trying to split, CC trying to gain entrance, and they do, but I don't think Mondo's going to be able to hold that side. He does get taken down, but Smiley and the rest of TC on this opposite end looking to gain some headway. There to take down the TC players on the opposite end of the trench. And again, as we can see though, CC can get those kills, but again, they don't control this area of the trench, which just simply means that for them, again, TC will just continuously respawn, and this is maybe not necessarily a complete benefit of recon in this situation, but it is certainly helpful to have the ability spawn on any one player and not have to rely upon any kind of finicky or spotting or any of that. And now TC basically isolated into the middle part of the trench. But they are getting some favorable kills on the right side, and a nice shot there from Alaska to take down Dick. Possibly dangerous situation dealt with, and now the fast cat coming in for TC. They are going to retake this trench. So, all tied up once again. Yeah, definitely. And we can see right now, just when we look at the overhead view, how kind of split up this is. TC mainly isolated to the right side, but CC kind of pushing on all fronts, gaining entrance into the far right, fighting everybody basically, and also trying to take entryway into the far left Nice kill there from Smiley to deal with Soren. He's going to find 2 more targets, but he only has 1 round left. And now he has to reload. His trench is being capped. He's being pushed. Let's see if he can win this gunfight. Looks like he has help coming in as well, though, which will save his life most probably. But CC... Really nice shot there from Herolf onto Shadow there. And just like that, the cap coming back in for CC. TC really seems to be just unable to settle down. In particular, I think right now for TC, they're able to hold this end of a trench here, but they really, when it comes to middle and the left side, or at least their right side anyway, they just not able to really hold it. CC has routinely and consistently gained entryway into these parts of the trench on the left side and the middle side, but on this far right side, they haven't been able to clear them out. But really, this is the only area of the trench that TC seems to be able to consistently occupy in this match so far. Soren with a nice push, though, onto this far right side, takes 2 players down, and continues on to, so let's see if he can get any more, or if he's going to get taken down. One player prone, though. Oh, they trade. Big trade there from Soren. He might get killed, but that is a very important trade, as at least it denies the spawning for TC. But with that said, we can already see, again, that TC is back into the other end of the trench with 2 players, and they're pushing the mid-right as well, so again, and their push on the opposite end of the trench gets shut down. So really just a story of, can TC break out of the one trench they've been confined to, or can CC actually finally clear them out and possibly move on? And again, we really see Soren leading the lead. He's probably going to run into Smiley and some other TC players. Again, Soren with a really nice pushes on this end of the trench. And Spawn's coming in as well. Both players missing Smiley and Soren, and aim to Soren does take the kill, but he is traded by Alaska. Oh, Alaska, the prone strat coming in, actually takes 3 players down with it. You know, this is actually interesting. Big kills there from Alaska, but interestingly enough, I'm surprised that this is working, as this is not the first time he's prone in this position, yet he... Yeah, he is isolated by Groot there, but obviously, again, that was a huge opportunity for CC there, but really just wasted. Yeah, and now Smiley and several other players for TC are pushing the other end of the trench, and now the sides are swapping just a little bit, but you have to wonder if this actually is possibly in CC's favor, as they seem to occupy the end of the trench that they're having trouble holding, and now it's on them to clear out the other side. And with only 20 seconds on the clock for TC, the situation does become a little more dire, as they don't have any room for air here. If they get cleared out, and the CC push is coming in, we can see that the CC players are moving to engage the TC hold on this other side of the trench. Dig the Head looking to lead the way on this push. Nice kills there from Smiley to deny it. Smiley holding the line for TC. And a lot of spawns coming in. 7 players in the trench right now for TC. And CC, they're going to hold, knowing that they are just going to hope their spawns can come in. But I don't know if it's going to happen. Prone Groot. Going to take down Smiley. Probably not expecting Groot to be prone there. So yeah, now the cap is neutralized. TC is on foothold, but they do have a hefty number of players in the trench. And Smiley has proven himself a reliable player when it comes to holding those footholds and not allowing his teams to get cleared out. We saw this in the IDT, and we see it again for TC. Soren, though, again, Soren, a bunch of kills. And really, this is what I'm seeing so far. Soren leading the charge for CC wherever they go. Gets taken down by Smiley, but again, TC is very isolated right now. They have very little room to work with. They are isolated into a very small part of the trench right now. And when you get isolated like this, it does become very difficult to hold. But conversely, it's also a possible huge risk when you commit all your players to a push. Yeah, and it is interesting to note that now the TC's been isolated to the opposite end of a trench from which they were previously occupying. They're not able to get the cap. I'm interested to see Herolf's going to try to go on a flank. I don't think anyone from TC is going to accept this or see it coming. This could be a huge play. Oh no, he misses the first shot and goes for the stab, but doesn't even get that. That is a huge blunder there from Herolf. Massive, massive blunder. That could have been possibly an attack-ending flank there, and he is not able to get it. Big whiff from him. Well, that certainly is a possibility. Groot with a huge push there, gets several kills. Nice jump shot there from Smiley to shut him down, but I think Smiley's down. It is just Smiley in the trench now. He is by himself, and if you are CC, here comes Dick, and Dick does get the kill. And that is going to do it now. TC pushed back by CC. They are on the defensive. And this is where the situation does get very, very dire. You are for TC. Yeah, this is a very difficult trench to hold for. This is a very difficult trench to hold for TC. Just for the CP in general when they get pushed back here, and as we can see, they're already down to 2 players in the trench. TC finding themselves definitely in the driver's seat right now. Lask and several other TC players are going to try to make headway on this other flank, but they get taken down. And just like that, the cap comes in for CC, and this is now definitely a match that's going to go in the way of CC. There's really no way to come back from this once you find yourself at this trench line. This is extremely difficult to retake, but nevertheless, we're going to see what TC can do about it. Yeah, Shadow trying to push in here, gets 1 kill on the Soren. Gonna see what he can do to try to turn the tides a little bit. Nice, another nice kill there on the Spartan. Eventually taken down there by Herolf, but he did spawn some players in. However, I think they have one player is down in middle for TC, but as again we can just look at the no man's land. TC is on the opposite end though, and they got some more players coming at least. But again, this is a very difficult trench to hold. Or to retake anyway. And Shadow again going to lead the way for TC in this push coming out of this far left side. Nice kill there from Soren as we talk about him. But he's taken down by Lukehouse, who is immediately traded out. Just back and forth trades going the way of CC right now. And if we take a moment to look at the scoreboard right now, I mean, we can see that really right now it is Herolf and Spartan leading the way for CC. Surprisingly, Dick and Soren are not the ones top fragging, even though you might have think it. And for TC, it is Smiley, Mondo, and Shadow, respectively, top fragging. Yeah, definitely. Might not have the most kills, but I mean, we have seen Soren make some big plays for CC. probably the most standout player right now for me. And then I think on TC, Smiley's had some really nice holds for them, but unfortunately it hasn't been enough. As TC finds themselves down by 2 trenches with only 5 minutes left in the game. And again, Soren with some nice kills there to help shut down that push on the right side. Yeah, and definitely worth considering that TC does seem to be down a player right now, so obviously for them that's definitely not going to help. Interesting that they are down a player, finding themselves in a similar position that Shogun was in when they played them a couple weeks ago. And with 2 seconds on the clock, that's going to be it for TC. They're not going to be able to get a foothold on this trench, and now they are just playing to not lose another line. TC, Smiley finds himself on the right side, engaging several players, not able to take down any of them, gets taken down himself, and now already for CC, they are in TC's line, and they are pushing very fast. They've got 4 or 5 players in the trench pushing, and TC already isolated, just 2 guys left for them in this line. I think for CC, this is definitely gotta feel good for them finally winning a match, or not having won the match yet, finally looking like they're in a very strong position to win the game now that they are, well, up 3 trenches against TC, but TC does have an 8th player joining, so perhaps that will help them out in the second half. And with a couple minutes left on the clock, it's not a foregone conclusion that they will be able to perhaps get a trench back and at least, you know, bring that score down to 2 trenches from CC. That could be the difference between losing and tying in the next half, or even winning, possibly. This is a CP-sided map traditionally, but like I said, when you have that driver's seat, when you have that opening attack as a taunt, it does change the dynamic of the match. It can make maps that are CP-sided suddenly not so much so, it will be interesting to see how TC fares when they get the first attack on the next half. Yeah, it is certainly unlikely that TC will be able to come back into this one, but I've seen stranger things happen, so you never know. Take the Head gonna engage a couple players on that left side, take him down, and again, really the kill is just going the way of CC right now. And interestingly enough, I'm not really sure that CC is aware of the fact that Shadow is just prone on this this left side here. I don't think CC knows. And a bunch of TC players are actually getting entry into the midway. And nice kills. Blue Cow leading the way. Yeah. Oh, looks like Shadow did get taken down, but maybe might be a little too late as TC, this is what I'm talking about. If they can get this cap here, that's going to give them a little more confidence going into the next half. And again, the difference, that could be the difference maker perhaps if TC has a really good second half. But the cap is equalized as the CC players spawn back into the trench. It is dead heat right now at 5 apiece, but TC spawns will come in, and so will CC's. I think TC's going to be able to cap this. It's going to be extremely tight. Shadow trying to go on the outside, get some kills, gets taken down by Teal. Backs up on there, nice kills for CC. Yeah, it is a dead heat, 40 seconds off the clock. It's going to come down to the wire on this trench line for... CC starting the... Oh, it's... TC's caps are coming in as the spawns come in. Dig the Head's going to try to get in to this other end and possibly wreak havoc. I don't think TC's aware of his presence, but they're prone. He takes one down, but that might have been enough. Only 6 players in the trench for TC, and they are outnumbered by 1 right now. Ajax is going to make a last chance, desperate push there, but does get taken down by Spartan. And that's going to do it. TC not quite able to get the last second cap and bring this match just a little bit closer. So, going into the second half, now it is TC down by 3 caps and only in a position to tie this game. They're going to have a flawless second half if they want to tie this match up. And if you're CC, you've got to be feeling good about the match that you just played. Harolf leading the way with 50 kills, followed by Spartan, and then Soren and Dick, obviously in the second squad, with 39 and 35 kills. TC very clearly led by Smiley with 47, far and away their top player, and then Mondo, Shadow, and Lukehouse with 30 kills in the 30 kill area range each. I'm going to be interested to see how TC responds now that they've got their 8th player back in the lobby, if that's going to make much of a difference, and how them being on the attack will, if that will do anything for them, or if this is just CC, or if this is just CC's match. Well, one of the biggest difference makers for CC, it seemed, on that half was when the sides basically swapped. When TC got isolated into the other end of the trench from where they had previously been, they really were just pushed back into a very deep corner and really weren't ever able to push out of it. And CC just seemed to keep them confined until they eventually just whittled them down and cleared them. And then from that point on, the game was just decisively in CC's favor, no doubt about it. Well, your predictions are definitely looking very good right now, indeed. Maybe just some personnel issues as they are not starting the second half quite yet. But they should start it very shortly. Yeah. Well, I know, again, I don't really think this was an issue of the TC players playing poorly. I mean, if you look at the kills, they weren't terribly uneven. I think the biggest difference is probably, really, to me, the difference maker has been Soren for CC. Some of those pushes he made. Kind of just leading the charge, and his team kind of following him wherever he goes. For TC, it seems like they can never really get a proper setup on that defense, and eventually it just spiraled out of control and they got stuck in an area that they couldn't get out of. TC never really had the initiative, and unfortunately for them, it just eventually was too much and they got pushed out. But, you know, again, when you defend first, though, it definitely can be hard to establish that kind of solid defense and have initiative. So You never know. Well, don't I look like a moron? I'm not sure. Okay, I've been informed that only my voice has been heard this entire stream, so apparently I've just been talking to myself. That is very strange. I will definitely try to fix that. I'm not really sure why that is the case. It does look like they're going to be starting the second half. TC on the attack, CC on the defense. Unsure how side swapping is going to affect it. TC pushing up the far left side, kind of doing a similar push to what CC did in the first half, almost mirroring them. It's not looking to lead the way gets some opening frags. Yeah, interestingly enough, TC seems to be down a player once again. Not really sure what's happening here, but very solid defense right now from CC, as they are definitely shutting down TC pushes that are coming in here. Much better start for them than it was for TC. Occupying this far left side of the trench, getting a couple of nice kills onto Mondo and Gandalf, I believe. As one player close for TC, but still nobody in the trench yet. This player close to middle is holding. I don't think... Oh, Spartan does spot him out and does take him down, but TC are encroaching on the left side. An interesting decision from Billy. He seems to have already got taken down, but TC does gain entry into the opposite end, but Spartan's going to push to try to deal with it. Spots him out and does take down Shadow. Gonna doing what he can to hold the line and keep TC out. Only 20 seconds left on the clock, so big kills here from Spartan. Going 10-1, really good start for him into this match. Yes, Chad can have some love. Big love out to all the people viewing and Twitch chat. TC on the foothold right now. Looks like Smiley isolated, actually in very similar position to which he found himself in the first half. This get taken down by Soren. Nice push coming in from him. They try to clear this TC foothold, but with that said, TC also has a bunch of 6 or 7 players spawning in middle for TC, so they're not out of this fight yet. Making TC work for it in this one. Soren trying to clear them out, pushes back towards into the middle. Takes one, but gets traded out by Shadow. Probably not expecting 2 players to be facing him there. Seeing right now is actually kind of mirroring the first half, as it's almost like CC's been isolated to this position and TC occupies the rest of the trench. The cap is going to come in, so they might be down a man, but they're not out of this fight yet. Recap does come in from CC. Fortunate for TC. And one thing to consider here really is the fact that even though TC might have taken the trench, again, the big thing is CC doesn't have to win this game. They don't have to tie this game. CC can even lose this game. What matters for CC is that they just run the clock down and keep TC from essentially capping all of their trenches. They don't even have to play that close of a game. And if you're TC, you have to consider that the clock is very much a factor in this match. If you want to possibly tie the game, you're going to have to play very aggressively, and you're going to have to not waste time on this first line. But with that said, it was CC did spend quite a fair while, so there's lots of time in this game. Very possible that TC can come back into this match. Sort of a nice kill onto Mondo as he again leads the way. I don't think he spotted the player who was above him, but looks like Acid also got taken down. Sort of settles the charge, gets taken down by Lookhouse. Lookhouse has a bunch of kills. 4 kills for Lookhouse, but he is eventually killed. And now it is Spartan who's chasing a player on this right side. Gonna try to deny that spawn position. And he's gonna peek the berm and gets taken down by Alaska. Good kill from him to deny that kill. And now Rolf over in the middle, engaging these players, these CC players that are again isolated to the same position that they were in when they were defending the trench. Now they find themselves in this position when they're attacking the trench. And this seems to be playing to the favor of CC, as every time TC goes over here, they basically get wiped. And they have been wiped. But funny thing to note is, there is one player alive for TC, and that is Shadow. And he is on the opposite end of the map, opposite end of the trench. Going to be able to provide some spawns for his team. And basically all of TC is isolated right now to this one end. They swap sides where their players are. I'm not sure if that's going to make a difference or not. Again, we see Soren leading the way. Not accepting the prone player. Shadow takes down 2 of them, but he's immediately traded by Spartan and Dig the Head, who is now leading the way for CC, trying to clear out this foothold that they've built up for themselves. Spartan going to take down Ajax, and this is going to do it for the foothold inside the trench. But there are still players very close. Smiley is one of them. He's going to try to gain some entry in here. He gets a bunch of kills, one with the airplane bomb, notably. But CC is just taking them off as they walk into this line. Soren and Axo getting a couple of kills, but Smiley responds back with a kill of his own. And now the numbers coming up for TC. All of their players grouped up here, but they are still very much so confined to this position right now. And TC is on foothold, so if they are cleared, this will be a failed attack, but they do seem to be containing very good control of this part of the trench. Again, very similar to what we saw in the first half, actually, for them. Soren gonna lead the way again. I'm actually very interested in how... I also saw this on the first half as well. No players from either team really tried attempting to exploit the no man's land and flank the side. Really, everyone seems to go for the trench. Maybe not the best path forward, but it is what the teams are opting to go with. Yeah, Spartan in the middle position gets taken down, but looks like Root leading a charge, trying to take some players down. Can't get anybody, gets taken down himself. Now looks like Karolf is up in the front lines. And again, just a pretty even split right now for both teams. CC kind of commencing a charge, a push of their own to clear this out. Again, we see all of the retake pushes for CC seem to be led by Soren. Boda hit a 1v1 right now, but he has no ammo, so he has to prone behind a barrel and try to reload. And, oh! Does get taken out by Ajax. Bit of a tense moment there from Boda, but Ajax wins that fight. And again, we see Soren leading the charge for CC as they continue to approach on the line, and they are going to take down Smiley Group. A nice kill there. And now CC finds themselves on the attack. The first time we've seen a CT team attack this game that just wasn't a retake attempt, so now CC with a real opportunity to put the final nail in the coffin for TC. Only 14 minutes left in the match, and now they are on the attack. TC not able to successfully take and defend that line. So as every second that goes by, working in the favor of CC, and very quickly this will eventually become a mathematical, just simply impossible for TC to come back into this game. So this defense is pretty much the game right now for TC. They need a clean defense, and then they need to get back on that attack. But if you're CC, you're just going to do everything in your power to run the clock down and ensure you get the win here. And now CC is starting the camp. Again, CC now playing aggressively and with purpose. Kills going their way. They've got to be feeling it now. I think the head going to take... No, it actually doesn't take him now. It gets taken out by Shadow. Thought he got him there, but he didn't. Shadow some nice kills to stop that aggression coming out from Dick. But it doesn't matter, though, as the cap does come in for CC. And that cap is most probably going to be the game. Obviously, there's 13 minutes left, but given the severity and being down by now 4 trenches, it pretty much is impossible for TC to come back into this match. But perhaps they can still get a favorable outcome in this half at least. But with the way CC is playing right now, that also seems reasonably unlikely, as Spartan holds on the hill for spawns and backup. Mondo with the kill, though, takes him down. And TC is recapping the trench, but again, this is an unclimbable mountain. Mondo gonna push onto the hill, gonna encounter Axabun, who takes him down. Nice kill from him. Axabun with another nice kill into Alaska, pushing down into the other end of the trench. I don't know if CC's gonna get spawns in time, and they're not, so TC will retake the trench, but CC is starting to camp it back already. Kills in middle as he pushes CCR to recap the trench, so yeah, this is definitely a done deal, but I'm interested to see if CC can push further, or if we're just going to be stuck here for the rest of the game. Shadow occupying a interesting position. I think he's about to get taken down, unless somehow he is seen by Soren. Shadow has played some cheeky positions that CC hasn't always been aware of, but it's not enough. CC with some pretty strong positions here. No one in the trench for TC, and we can actually see every single player of TC is now pushing this side. They have no one on any other side. They are fully committing, and it does seem like CC is reading it correctly as they rotate several players over to this end of the trench in an attempt to deal with the threats. Spartan, first point of contact, takes 1 kill onto Mondo. Spots another player there in the crater, but not really a shot available for him. Dick as well also aware of this crater, and spawns come in for TC, but they are just getting picked off like fish in a barrel as they spawn in what is essentially a killing pit, where CC Spartan nice kills there as well, adding to the carnage. And really this push for TC absolutely decimated. 1 player, or 2 players remaining on the side, but I have a feeling they're going to run into Spartan and Dick in a second. Spartan and Herolf maybe. Spartan takes 1, Herolf takes the other. Herolf with another kill as well. Herolf has been having an excellent match. obviously had the notable blunder in the first half, but pretty much otherwise has been playing excellent, I would say. Definitely a standout player for CC right now. And if you're TC, obviously this does seem to be probably starting to get a little bit demoralized, but maybe they can tie things up. And really everywhere TC goes, it seems they encounter Harolf or Spartan, and they just shut them down. These two players have been phenomenal for TC tonight, or sorry, CC. However, Shadow and several other TC players trying to gain entry into the trench, but Groot on the other end is ready for them. Nice kills there from Groot. The shutdown what could have been a dangerous push, and those kills ensure TC is not able to get a foothold. Groot with another nice kill on the Gandalf. And now it is going to be CC looking to open the score. See how far they can get. Well, I don't think they're going to accept this one player who's prone in the no man's land. Groot actually spots a player behind him, gets him down, but I don't think he's going to be ready for the player prone here. He's ready for Groot, but is Groot ready for him? And Groot is not. Mondo with the kill onto Groot, and that's going to take him down. But honestly, it doesn't really matter, because almost every other player for CC finds themselves already in the trench and already capping it. So, funnily enough, CC caps the trench before a deserting player for TC can get back inside. So that sort of sums up the pace right now for CC and the nature of this game. Now Dick ready for possible spawns on this end of the trench, but unbeknownst to him, there is actually nobody there. There is nobody close for TC. TC again confined to one side of the map again, and they are just getting, well, completely shut down. Every single player for TC is killed there, and at this point it is just a matter of time until this match ends, and CC takes what will be their first victory in the season. So far in the match we see, again, as I previously have touched on, Spartan and Rolf really leading the way. Dick and Groot also doing pretty well themselves, both, well, Groot not quite at 30, but Dick at 30 even. And then Shadow, Smiley, also again leading the way for TC. Wilkhouse having a little bit of a drop this game, as is Mondo, but under the circumstances, it's easy to understand the drop in performance. Not really much TC can do at this point other than, well, just play to make the match a little closer. And also worth noting is Boda, a very new player for CC, his first official comp game, I believe. And again, only level 25. Very, very new to the game, having a pretty nice score as well, 22 and 19. Obviously very nice for him. So, there you go. Back to Harolf, occupying the right position. Gets one kill onto Ajax, trying to find the other player, going for the Serpentine. And he's not going to be able to take him down. Serpentine tactics looking pretty effective right now. Or he did take him down, so never mind. Not effective, don't do that. Think the head finds Alaska, but Alaska hits him first. As TC, Alaska's already taken down. Mondo get a hold for the spawns on this position. As TC, I don't think CC's actually aware that there are still TC players on this side. We're going to be aware of it in a sec. Lukehouse had an opportunity to get the kill, wasn't quite able to hit the shot. And he is going to get taken down as the CC players, now well aware of that push, deal with that promptly and swiftly. And now Dick the Head going for the stab onto Shadow, which he doesn't get. And that's going to be the trench for CC. The TC players are not close enough to get the foothold. However, they are still pushing, and we can actually see the Serpentine tactics still continuing. Look at him go. Oh, taken down, but at least it looked cool. Smiley defending this side of the trench, going to encounter a bunch of players. Took down one of them, has two more to contend with, takes one. Basically fighting almost half of CC right now, and he's making it work. He's getting everybody. Huge 4K there for TC Smiley, but he is out of ammo, and he is going to get taken down by Boda. If he had more ammo, I had a feeling he would have won more fights, but unfortunately for him, ammo is not infinite in this game. So he does get taken down, and CC will make a quick entryway into the trench, and they are capping rather quickly. And just like that, they are going to get their 5th cap of the game, and at this point, now playing for the perfect score. The 6 cap differential win would definitely be a big statement for them to win this match cleanly. Not exactly cleanly, but at least by the most maximum number of trenches they can win by. Dig the head here in mid. Seeing several TC players. The TC is starting to cap, so it looks like they're going to be able to get it. Smiley again. Nice kill onto Dick. And yep, this cap is going to come in for TC. Spartan holding in middle. I don't think he's aware. Gets a cheeky stab on the Shadow. Another cheeky stab on the Mondo. This man's a melee god. And he takes a 3rd stab on the Ajax. Spartan just playing for style now, it seems. Stabbing everybody. He's still yet to be killed in this position. So he killed 4 players, and did not get killed himself, and because of that, CC is going to be able to recap this trench. TC switching to gas squads in the last 2 minutes of the match. Interesting strategy. Don't think it's going to help them a lot here, but you never know. Dick the Head tries to make a play there, but gets taken down by Smiley, occupying this Strawn Hill position in the back, racking up the kills for himself. As we wind down into the final minute of this game, maybe TC can get a cap back, or CC will hold for the perfect match. Dick the Head gets a nice kill and another nice jump shot onto Alaska. Sees 2 more players in no man's, but as is often the case, has to reload. But it does not matter, as his teammates are there to clean it up for him. And TC basically wiped here. Nobody close to the trench. 50 seconds left on the clock. One last gambit, one last push for TC. Maybe they try to equalize, or not equalize, but at least get a cap back. But something tells me that's not going to occur, as CC is just killing everything that comes their way. Gandalf and Luke House with a couple of kills to try to make some headway here. Mondo, one last final push for him. He's going to enter the trench. Going to go for the jump shot. Not going to land. Alaska takes him down. That one will land, but Spartan is there for the trade. And Spartan's going to hold this position. Just going to try to run that clock down. He is going to get pushed, but a nice, effectively turned to deal with the threat that was coming his way. And he will deal with 2 more threats. Gets another kill on the Mondo, and that's going to do it. Final kill of the game. And a final score, I believe, of, I want to say, maybe 12-6 for... 12-6 for CC, I believe, was the final score. Either way, they win out both halves and pick up their first victory of the season. Spartan with, again, decisively leading the way with 57 kills at half, and it was Smiley and Shadow who were leading the way for TC. Harolf also having an excellent game, and Dick the Head really stepping it up at the end as well. Harolf 49 kills, Dick the Head 46 kills, and Soren's IGLing maybe being the difference maker in this one, but it was worth noting that obviously for TC they were down a man most of the match, so definitely not helpful for them. But either way, CC picking up their first win of the season, and TC gonna drop this one as we move into the halfway mark of the season, and we look to take a break as the VCL will host the Fall Draft Tournament, which starts next weekend on September 19th, it should be. September 19th at 3 p.m. EST, the Fall Draft Tournament will begin, and you can still sign up for that, as registrations do not close until Wednesday, September 17th at 9 p.m., or sorry, Wednesday, September 16th at 9 p.m. EST. You can still sign up for that. Just join the VCL Discord and follow the pinned format in the tournament sign-up channel. But with that said, guys, we are going to wrap up. Once again, CC 12, TC 6. CC picking up their first victory of the season. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we will see you next week with Fall Draft Tournament action on this channel.